Abigail the Great. This is a shout out to Black Wolf MGTOW. I've already made a video giving him a shout out, letting him know that I appreciate his channel and me and him have gone through similar struggles because of the fact of we've both been in a position where we've had an Abigail. And this girl, I've already actually made a profile video for back when I did the lust I got caught in. And this is a very touching story because this is the girl that taught me about female nature. This is my first girl when I kept on reaching for incredibly high standards, and she taught me what competition was, she taught me where everything was, she taught me literally how to lay low and have fun, because me and her just have back and forth, oh, do I like you, oh, do you not? And she really taught me how to take charge and how to literally call out, why are we going through all this power struggle if we're not a couple? And literally, it was crazy. So here's how it happened. So I met Abigail online, and basically this is the girl I keep on talking about in the Full Metal Alchemist video. So Abigail actually is very nice to me, and I did a really different approach to her, and I finally decided to take it slow because she looked super good and I didn't want to fuck it up. So what I did was I kept it completely slow, and I met her junior year transitioning into senior year, but I didn't meet her in person until after I graduated my senior year. So I was talking to her for a year, and it was so funny. While I was getting to know Seymour is when I was getting to know her, but I was getting to know her through text. But I had class with Seymour, and Seymour and her went through the same junior high, and Seymour was literally so fucking funny. He was the troll. He wasn't funny like he didn't know how to make jokes, but he was naturally funny because everything was going his way, and he used to watch me struggle with myself, call me out saying, "You're a tryhard, bro." It was hella funny. At the end of the senior year, I saw him a text message that Abby sent saying that she loved me, and so he's all like, "Oh, so you have Abby now, finally." No, but that troll shit is something I do not fuck with, because the reason why Seymour got out of place with me and why I had to prove him wrong was specifically because he didn't know how hard I had through junior high, how much I've been trying ever since I was young, how much people spat in my face, how I had to step it up, how I had to gain muscles and shit like that. This girl taught me all of that, and the reason why is because she went out with a white guy with a six-pack now. All this happened at the same time. So my senior year is when I meet here, is when I first joined the ARL, and the constructive criticism that the devil was in my head constantly ran when I was in the ARL. After I lost to Sabo, I saw the leak through the gas line. I didn't lose by that much, but they kept on exaggerating, saying I lost by a lot. And Abigail let me know about that, and the reason why is because I was going through a power struggle with her, where she already had a boyfriend, but we had an established relationship, and she was texting me, "I love you," but she was already with someone, and I tried to talk to older brother Itachi, and older brother Itachi told me this. He's like, "It's not that I love you saying that, oh, I actually like you." It's like, no, it's the fact that you're not forcing yourself to get in my pants, is what he told me. And you know what? I didn't figure that out till later, but that wasn't the case. What was the case was I wasn't being aggressive enough to a point where I was calling out. Like, that's how I knew how to do it today, because when I was texting her, when I was stressed out, I would always talk to her about my personal problems. I would always do this and that. And it was at the time where everybody's like, "Stop boring people with your personal problems." Arturo, stop boring people with your personal problems. Peter, stop boring people with your personal problems all the fucking time. Always calling me immature and stuff like that, telling me this. And so she was very understanding, and she texted me that we can only be friends, and I actually took that, and it literally was crazy. So here's what happened. So the first date comes after my first season in the ARL, and I'm wondering what's going on, and me and her just have an incredible first date. I kind of get nervous, and she scolds me just like fucking everybody scolds me about my past relationships, and I end up saying awkward shit, and she's like, "You gotta stop drawing in the past." I have to go negative on this one, because one of my biggest problems when I was texting her is when I was going through shit is when literally I was trying to get this fine ass girl, yet I'm boring her with my personal problems. And you know what? Where I'm competing with people who have cars, who have a great personality, who are always keeping things positive, it is very hard for her to keep up. That's why she only texted me here and there. And literally, there was this one time she actually called me, actually let me know she was bored, and I didn't take that to heart until it was too late. And what I realized is that I was running up to her boyfriend. Like, I was not necessarily the last resort, but because I looked good and I didn't know what I was doing, she literally wait till I got better and I came around. So literally the first day comes along and I don't know what to do because we're both, you know, kind of socially awkward. She doesn't want to talk too much. She's not opening up on the first date. Literally, so me and her have a lot in common actually. So here's what happened. We start getting into really good conversations like, are your family divorced? Because I had to take public transportation to go see her. And it actually was true. They were both divorced. And she did what I used to do when I used to see my stepmother in American Canyon. I had to ride public transportation to go see her, but she also lived in Fremont. So it was crazy. And the date goes alright, but you know, there was this underlying tone. She literally goaded my tail because all we did was literally go to the grocery store, go to her apartment, you know, and back. And it wasn't a big date, but it was better than what I thought it was because, you know, it was coming down to a climax where I didn't think of anything interesting at the time, so I thought I was boring her. So all of a sudden I think about something. I'm like, be quick on your feet. I'm like, think about some stupid shit you did with Arturo. And so I'm like, Abby, do you know what Bo is? And she's like, Bo? Literally, so I tell her about the stupid ass time where my old friend Arturo got caught selling Bo in school. She didn't know what Bo was, but I said anyway. So here's how the story goes. So Arturo gets a prescription for cough medicine, and literally, it was so fucking funny. So he gets caught, and he's in the principal's office, and Arturo is trying to tell the principal that he can have the bow, but the principal is like, no, you can't keep this at your school. And he's all like, I can't keep it. I have my name on it. And literally, so the teacher's like, no, you can't keep that. And so Arturo comes to the cop and he tells the cop, I can keep it because I have my name on it. And the cop pulls Arturo to the side. He's like, Arturo, come with me. He's like, please don't do that shit again. So I'm telling Abby this story and I'm all like, Arturo, come with me. And she's like, wow, you have some crazy friends. So the first date went cool, and I'm literally so mad that I didn't get the first kiss, I didn't get anything on the first date. But she texted me if I got home safely, so that let me know I was good. And so I called Dad still, and I'm all like, Dad, it sucks, I didn't get the first date. And so he's like, calm your ass down. I'm like, but Dad, I made her laugh, I made her do anything I got done. He's like, okay, then you gotta have a bomb that second date. I'm like, Dad, I put in so much effort in this and that. And Dad's all like, yeah, but I put in effort with your mom. We didn't even kiss to the fourth date. He's like, I can't just say I want to hop in your panties and shit. I'm like, Dad, I didn't say that. But Dad literally gave me straight up. He's like, look, I just can't hop into somebody's panties. I didn't say I was going to do that. He's like, yeah, that's basically what you're implying when you're asking for a kiss on the first date. So anybody who tries to say, oh, Daddy Manito wasn't telling me to be a gentleman, out of here. Just out of here. And so season 3 of the ARL comes along, and so before that happens, I actually fucked up the timeline. My senior year in high school is when I get my first date with Abby, but my second date with Abby came when I went to the ARL and me and Sabo had that good ass battle. And literally, I'm literally so fucking stressed out. I'm thinking that me and her have something really established, but I'm out of my mind because I'm going through crazy ass shit. So this isn't when I get smacked. And if you watch the Full Metal Alchemist video, I get smacked with reality. I have this plan with Abby that everything's gonna be alright, oh, this and that. And this is just my first girlfriend, and I'm hallucinating because this is the first girl that didn't completely reject me when I tried to get to know her. Unlike the other girls who were completely materialistic, trying to tell me that I was boring and shit like that. She was very understanding. She told me this and that, and she watched my videos on YouTube and everything, so she was very understanding, and I really appreciated that. She was just as understanding as Jay Lee, and that was the great part about it. And she was really fun-loving, and she literally told me to keep it positive. Even though I was going through shit, I had to learn. This is the girl that taught me you have to muddle through, you have to keep positive, you have to switch the situation, because when you're competing against guys who can do all that and above, you have to be able to give a good impression instead of being grumpy. You know, it's true. And here's what happened. So the second day comes along, and I was literally getting mad because I was texting her about personal problems, waiting for it. I'm wondering if she's fucking her boyfriend the entire time. I'm texting her about my personal problems, and literally, I meet her the next day, and literally, she's wearing red lipstick, and everything's all good, and it's so cool. I thought I was gonna flop the second date, but it was actually way fucking better the second date. And literally, I actually got to get a picture with my arm around her, and literally, all this was she already had a boyfriend. And it was so fucking crazy. So me and her had a great second date, and it goes so well to the point, and I was literally just being myself. I was talking to her about the same conversation I've had with Arturo, talking about the most extreme, about how the strongest animal in the world, but how I set it up was like, the strongest animal in the world is actually an insect, and she found that hella intriguing. The date went so well that she was asking me if I could stay a third day because I had to like get a room actually, and I couldn't stay, but she was literally begging me to stay for a third day. But then I realized something because her boyfriend caught her cheating at the bus stop where he already had a car, and he was mad. So here's what happened. So this is around season 3 of the animation wrapping. If you go watch my Frozen video, if you go watch everything, this is a very tragic part of the story, because I'm sitting over here wondering where my text is, because she told me that very same season that she broke up with her boyfriend and it's all good now, but all of a sudden I'm not getting a text back from her. And it was so fucking mean because I was just thinking about, why am I not getting a text back? Why am I not getting a text back? So out of nowhere, when I start talking shit, this guy comes out with the Frozen roast. If you go watch that Frozen video, they start roasting the living shit out of me. And I'm wondering why I don't have a girlfriend, why I don't have this and that. And literally, the devil is in my head the entire time where they're roasting me. He's like, you think you can defend her when you're the one having a mental breakdown? You think that you are fit for Abby when you can't keep up in the social setting? You think you are this and that? You can't pull a girl like that. He's like, just admit you have a mental condition and everything's, your mom says it's true. You have to take it slow. You have to do this and that. Even, Dad Manto told you right. Everything was flowing through my fucking head when I'm getting roasted by this guy, and I'm pretending that I have enough strength and enough resources to get this girl. And I literally imagine me looking at her boyfriend defending her with a six-pack, and the devil is constantly telling me to step my game up. It was so fucking traumatizing when I got smacked roast after roast. There was nothing I can do. It was worse than when Vegeta got his ass kicked by Frieza. That's literally how I felt. I was literally, and I have to admit this, that roast almost made me shed a tear. Water came up to my lid, but it didn't drip. But that's literally how emotional I got when I got obliterated with that Frozen roast. But here's the thing. So Abby and me have a disagreement, and she actually blocked me on Facebook that same year, and I'm wondering what the fuck is happening. She tells me I'm texting her too much, that I'm annoying. So this is the time where I gain the most confidence. When I call Abby out, I'm saying, oh, you just didn't want to admit that you like me and this and that. So I text her this and that. And what happened is she blocked me, but me and Arturo laugh about this shit, and I tell Arturo, I'm like, watch, she's gonna add me again once I become famous. And she actually added me again before I became famous. And we had a bomb-ass third date, and that same third date is when I sent that picture to Seymour. Because I went through the struggle, because I did gain the muscles, because I got everything that I needed to get. It was no such thing as pullback. And it was so fucking mania because we was kicking it off. Me and Abby would literally text back and forth, cracking up jokes, literally doing everything I couldn't do all the previous dates on the third date. And so it went so well that me and her basically have a steady relationship. And I asked her if she wants to go to Fanime. And I showed her a picture of Rin, and she's like, oh, she's cute. And she said she would be so down for Fanime. But something tragic happened. Because I was getting popular, because I was getting hot-headed, I literally got 5150 after the third date, after she agreed to go to fan mail with me. And I want this to be a lesson. It doesn't matter how many girls you get. If you grow up with a family, that is the void you're trying to fill. You're not trying to fill the void that you're not getting laid, that you're not getting no pussy. You're trying to fill the void that you never had someone always there to have your back, which is what family is there for. And the great thing about Abby is, when I became an internet celebrity, it literally went from me begging for her to her begging for me to her literally going to the gym trying to compete with other girls. And it was literally how I realized about female nature. So Abby is the template that literally is where we got the evolution with the Karma and Brooke. And literally is why I learned how to get past high standards, and I learned how to have fun by mentioning fun ass shit that I used to do with our crew. And that's why I tried to tell you, like, you know, you don't have to try too hard. See, accepting me for me being a little wacky, now I'm not wacky no more. Now I'm 100% clean. And see, it's fun loving, see, it's cool, see, literally catch me off guard. See, has a very feminine voice, and I'm so fucking mad, you know. C was trying to get to know me so badly that C literally hacked my phone and downloaded the Kiss Anime app. And how I put girls onto anime, go watch my anime balls deep video where I talk about how she was smoking weed with her friends and how they were watching Naruto trying to get to know me. And if you want to know the shit that me and I was gonna be Killer B and she was gonna be Rin Nohara from Naruto, and that's what we're gonna be for Fanime 2016. But literally, that was our lineup, and that was so fucking cool. So this is Abigail the Great, and this is another great profile video.